Oi noobs, subscribe to Bita for a free cookie. Or get 20 years of bad karma. Enjoy the video.
Shut up.
Sad.
What is happening, everyone? It is Bitter bringing you a brand new video. Today we're going to go over a beginner bouncer tutorial. My last tutorial didn't do so well. However, I still love the support and I still love making videos in general. I enjoy the whole process of it, so I thought, why not bring you another beginner tutorial before we move on to advanced tutorials in my beginner tutorial series. So I thought, you know, I'll jump into my creative hub and I'll make this kind of dome once I get a creator code, which, by the way, guys, I think we've gained like 500 subs this week, which is like beyond anything I'd ever thought was possible. But once we get that 1k, which I believe will be this month, I'll release this along with a very special death run, which I'm currently making, guys. There's going to be £100, as in Great British pounds, so about $130, $150 in prize money. There's also going to be a bunch of other little prizes as well that we don't want to discuss because I think it's what really makes it unique. But yeah, keep an eye out for that. But anyway, let's jump into this. So with the release of obviously recent death runs, people keep making them. I feel like bounce pads are the most annoying kind of part about the whole map in general. I think it's the hardest to master, but at the same time, guys, it can be the easiest. And today I just wanted to show you all some tips and tricks for beginners. So the first thing we need to discuss is the 4 points of action. Now, this falls into a theory of, I always say it in death runs, but angles. So it falls within the theory of 4, and that is that these 4 points of action here with these arrows here, right? These are kind of directional. However, they aren't directional as in they didn't push me in that direction. So I'll show you. If I was to go here, it still puts me straight back, okay? If I was to go there, it still puts me straight back. However, if I was, for example, to run at it, if I was to run at this from here, it pushes me over here, right? But if you are to land, see that? It takes you further. So on these pads, where the black bit is here, it pushes you further, but at a more direct angle. So if you were to go more here, it's going to bring me out straight here, okay? So that will take me out at a very sharp angle instantly. If you hit the pads in the center, see that? It takes you all the way out. So if you do it, so what I would suggest, right, is think about the projection which you're planning. Always think about the route ahead of you, okay? So if, for example, there's a pad here and you're thinking, right, I'm approaching it at this angle, but I need to get over there, it wouldn't be a good idea for you to come here, okay? You wouldn't want to run it at this point. What you would want to do is think, right, come at it in the center. If you want, honestly, distance, the best way to get distance, it's not even here, right? The center of every bounce pad gives you so much distance compared to when you were just about to do the black bit. So I always recommend using the center of the pads for both distance and more control. So another thing I want to say is, so if I run it this way, I have no control over it, right? However, if I'm going here, I can move. Do you see that? I can move in the air. So I highly recommend that if you are new, you do not want sharp movements. If you see speedrunners use this all the time, so they'll go like that, right? And that's taken them direct. So it's hard to be precise, but they're so precise in their angles anyway, it's not a worry. But if you got to go here, I mean, you can have so much control over where you're going. It's just an all-round better option, in my opinion. So the next thing I want to kind of discuss with you is, I've seen a lot. So, for example, if you want to get to the top, it's all about, do you see where my mouse is going? Okay? So when you hit these pads, what you want to be doing is using your mouse, okay? Use your mouse to see where you're going. And then if you want to get height faster, corners. Do you see that? So, for example, if I'm going here, always think about corners. If I'm going here, it's very slow, but you can also control where I'm going. So see, always think about where you're going. But if you get these, it's doubling your movement. So remember, if you want to double your movement, think about corners, think about making the launch pads fast and sharp, and eventually you'll get out of it. However, another point that I really cannot stress enough, guys, is how you approach the pad. So we've done angles, we've done kind of how to make your distance fast, we've done a bunch of other stuff. However, the biggest one is what you do when you approach the pad. So what you want to do when you come up to the bouncer, people jump, right? You can jump, or you can just run up to it. But honestly, I would say if you're a beginner, you don't need to jump. You don't need to jump. There'll be no, if you're doing like, for example, if you're doing J Dooth's like beginner default deathrun, you don't need to like run and jump. What I recommend is if you jump, for example, it is so much harder to get distance. Do you see that? It lowers your distance. Whereas if you're just running up to it, look at that. The speed is better, so the distance is obviously further. But if you jump, it's just a lot harder. So I recommend for all you defaults out there, for just stick to being comfortable on the bounce pads first, okay? Do not kind of overthink it. And just remember, at the end of the day, if you're struggling on a death run, it's meant to be fun. You're not supposed to be stressed out doing it, alright? But guys, it has been your boy Bitter. I want to stress this, I will not be streaming this weekend. I'm not streaming tonight, I'm not streaming Saturday. However, I'm back to the grind on Sunday. I've just got some very personal issues with family and things that I need to be around this weekend. But I hope you all have a fantastic weekend coming up. Massive shout out to everyone who's supported me recently. I will link my Discord in the description. The community that I'm building is so positive, and you are such amazing people. We help each other every single day, and it's just, I wake up with a warm feeling. It's amazing. So guys, just always be positive and good things come your way. Nothing comes good of negativity. But anyway, it has been your boy Bitter, and peace.